After 2 days, one thing is clear at Farnborough this week, that innovation needs to continue at an ever-increasing pace if the industry is to meet its future flight objectives. Steve Varley from EY explains.
I think that the advice and the signs are going to be that we need to do a real hard break on greenhouse gas emissions today. Otherwise, we're going to overshoot that 2050 horizon you talked about. It's not just about agility, I think it's about acceleration. And I think fundamentally it's a discussion in your organisation to work out what you can do tomorrow.
One of the areas in which there is no shortage of innovation is space, and at the show there is a dedicated exhibition and theatre with a focus on utilising space technologies over the coming years, the increasing commercialisation of space and the new development of international spaceport infrastructure. Today, stakeholders in the British space industry got together to discuss how to accelerate delivery of the UK's national space strategy.
We want to have a 10% share of the space market by 2030, and we have some amazing innovative companies which we can see around here in the space zone that are looking to do that. Be that from things like on-orbit servicing, debris removal, a launch capability. Here in the UK we're going to see that in the next couple of months from Spaceport Cornwall, followed by a vertical launch from Scotland later next year. We have some brilliant engineers, brilliant scientists here in the UK, and we are very, very well placed to capture a huge part of this commercial space market.
Also in the news this week, the European Space Agency signed a contract with Leonardo to design, build and test a robotic arm designed to retrieve Martian soil from NASA's Perseverance rover, and it's called the Sample Transfer Arm.
Back to Earth now, where innovation with a fifth-generation fighter is moving on apace. Hearing about projects being behind schedule is nothing new, but hearing about them that are running ahead of schedule is really something different. And Turkish Aerospace is doing that with its TFX model. This is going to be the replacement for the F-16 for the Turkish Air Force. And they're saying now it's going to be flying in 2025 and entering service by 2029. And what's really interesting, as they said at the show today, that they're going to have a totally indigenous engine in place by 2028. At the moment, they're working with BAE Systems on the projects. More than 100 engineers are there. But it's coming on great, and it's going to be with us until 2070. Hybrid Air Vehicles, HAV, announced this week that it's signed a deal with Spanish regional airline Air Nostrum to supply 10 Airlander 10 vehicles, which will start production in the UK later this year. The Airlander 10 is powered by 4 combustion engines, but the company will replace these with electric motors over the next few years to make it 100% emission-free.
We've had Air Nostrum with us here today, who'll be the launch airline customer for Airlander. 2026, they're going to have a 100-seat Airlander aircraft flying in the domestic Spanish network, emitting only 10% the emissions of other aircraft.
Airbus today signed a contract to provide 2 H135 helicopters to London's air ambulance charity.
We believe that's the best aircraft for us to go forward in London, which is a particularly, as everybody knows, a congested city and provides its own challenges for operating helicopters in the city.
It was a bit cooler for the pilots in the air here today. We saw the T129 ATAC demonstrate its advanced manoeuvrability and watched a wonderful fly past from the Republic of Korea's Black Eagles display team. As one of the world's largest exhibitions, Farnborough International covers an area of 500,000 square metres and takes over 4 months to build. Here's a taste of the show.
Now don't forget, for the latest news, just head to wearefin.com and at wearefin across all our social media channels.